Hello, in this video I will present my implementation of a linked list in Java. I will explain the structure of the code step by step and then show some examples of how it works. Let's start with the idea of a linked list. A linked list is a sequence of nodes. Each node stores some data and a reference to the next node. This makes it easy to insert or remove elements without shifting memory like in an array. Now let's look at the code. Inside the linked list class, I created a private inner class node. A node has two fields, an integer called data and a reference next to the next node in the list. In the constructor of node, I set the data and initialize next to null. The linked list itself has a single field called head. This is the first element in the list. If a head is null, the list is empty. The constructor of linked list initializes the head to null. Now let's go through the main methods. Insert at the beginning. The method insert at the beginning creates a new node, sets its next to the current head, and then updates head to point to this new node. So the new node becomes the first element in the list. Insert at the end. In insert at the end, I create a new node and check if the list is empty. If it is, the new node becomes the head. Otherwise, I traverse the list until I reach the last node and then link it next to the new node. This way the element is added at the very end. Insert at a specific position. The method insert at position takes a position and a value. If the position is 0, it works like an insert at beginning. Otherwise, I walk through the list until I reach the node before the desired position. Then I connect the new node into the chain by adjusting the pointers. If the position is invalid, I print an error message. Delete the value. In delete the value, I check if the list is empty. If the head itself contains a value, I just move the head to the next node. If not, I traverse until I find the node whose next contains the value, and then I skip over it by adjusting the pointer. If the value is not found, a message is printed. Search. The search method goes through the list node by node, checking the data. If it finds a value, it returns true. If it reaches the end without finding it, it returns false. Display. Finally, the display method prints all the elements in order. It goes from head to the end, printing each value followed by an arrow. When the list ends, it prints null. This makes the structure of the list very clear. Now let's look at the main class, which tests the linked list. First, I create a new linked list object. At this point, the list is empty. Next, I insert the number 10 at the beginning. Now the list has one element. Then I insert 20 and then 30 at the end. So the list grows step by step. After that, I insert 15 at position 1, which places it between 10 and 20. I print the list to see the current order of elements. Next, I use a search method to check for some values. The first search finds 20 in the list and returns true. The second search looks for 40, which is not in the list and returns false. Then I delete the value 15. After deletion, the list automatically updates, and I print it to see the new order. I also delete the first element, 10. Again, the list updates and shows the remaining elements. Finally, I try to delete a value that does not exist in the list, 100. The program prints a message indicating that value was not found. And that concludes my demonstration of the linked list in Java. Thank you for watching.